Hey y'all, Alpha here with a new series for you. Today I'm going to start looking into the Big Blue Diskette magazine series by Softdisk. So basically, like any monthly magazine publication, this one has the latest and greatest in computerized technology at the time. And oh dear, this is what happens when I don't script. I lose my train of thought. Yeah, anyway. This is a magazine, except instead of paper form, it is on a floppy disk. And before I get started here, I have to thank the DOS nostalgic Anatoly Shashkin, because it was he who put pretty near the entire repository of Big Blue Disc or On Disk Monthly, or whichever name it goes by at any given time, onto the Internet Archive. So with that source of material, I'm able to do some demonstrating on it. So Anatoly, thank you. Your work is incredible, and I personally think you are the greatest DOS ambassador of all time. Love your work. Anyway, let's begin in 1986 with the very first edition. Bring up the old DOS box here. There we go. $1986. QBasic. So the main menu takes the form of something of a table of contents. No page numbers, obviously, because it's all digital. So up to this point, they'd already been doing magazines for other platforms. Apple, Commodore. And this was the first foray into the IBM PC or DOS. So you can see the percentage on the top right there, which shows how far down the document you have come. What's this? Okay, so there's your text functions if you hit F1. F3 is your sound controller. And look at this. See, the dark theme was already in place before we started seeing it across social media and other different platforms of the modern day. I personally like everything dark, so there you go. You can print with F5, but I don't have any printers hooked up. F9, back to the menu. So yeah, just a little bit of an intro for this first article. What it is they want to do with this publication. Really something like the opening to a thesis. Hackers, hobbyists, happy hacker department. The Versiform XL. So here's the explanation for each section. Adapted by Chris Benoit. Take that one how you guys will. Even now, this looks like some pretty interesting stuff, even though this magazine pretty much amounts to a historical relic at this point. Whoop. Random events. discourse. That's cute. Very nice. And it looks like we are starting off post-introduction with what's always my favorite segment, and that's the games. The first game we've got is Hop Along Hangman. How does this work compared to anything else? So 7 wrong letters is the bad ending. Yeah, it would be real easy to peek at the text files here, but I'm not going to do that, at least not yet. Man, why hang the horse? What does that give us? Regular, young persons, and phrase. You know what? 2 looks like it should be the easiest. Let's start there. Let's see. Lobster? Nope. Not lobster. Monster? All right. Actress. Or is it address? Yeah. Let's see what happens with 2 wrong. It's not butter. Maybe bottle? No. All right. Cattle? All right, I suspect that 4 through 6 might say the same things, but let's find out. Oh dear. Bathtub. Okay. Peanut. All right. I would love to get perfection if I possibly can. It's probably horse. Alright, now I'm going to cheat because I want to see what perfection looks like. Hangman 2. Where the 4th letter is R. Da, 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 da. Alright, I'm not looking carefully enough here, I don't think. Da, 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 da. Got it. Perfection. Alright. Now we've seen all the endings. How much tougher is the normal game? Handsome. 2 more. My God, the Wheel of Fortune approach doesn't do too well here. Oh boy, this may not end well. Oh. What if you repeat a letter? Okay. Mahogany. Last one. That's even worse. Chipmunk. Phrases. Shower curtain. Alright, so a place. New Year's Eve. Not bad. Simple little game. Well, isn't that cute? Planet of the Robots. So it's a text adventure. Right. Let's think about this then. Get all my head knowledge about text games ready to go. All right, let's try it. All right, nice. We just got the book without checking it out. Huh. Nice. Alright, so if we run into the Berserk robot, we can't run. So we need to get an ID card. Going south is not a good idea. Well, let's see what happens. All right. Okay, so you're automatically drawn onto the train if you go down there. Hmm. Oh, nothing here. Oh, of course. Okay. I could just attempt to blast the robot, but I'm not going to do that. You shouldn't be wasting your time playing computer games. Okay. I am admittedly curious whether that was a soft lock. I may have to do a playthrough of this at some other time, but in the meantime, there's your preview. Well, of course everything's a robot. The only way I know how. Here's the hard part, though. You got to present evidence in court, but the thing is... Well, no. Anything can be fabricated. Oh, fuck it. Whatever. Yep. Just a little preview of things that might help you start off. Next section is helpware. A lifetime calendar. mean, that's pretty neat, but that comes native to operating systems today. See, this is what I was saying about it being a historical relic. At this time, this might have been like super useful, super revolutionary. Not so much now. But it's nice to know that this is the kind of thing that they were working on then. And hey, you can even cycle forward and backward. Loan amortization. I don't know enough about finance to know if anything this says is like truly accurate. I'm sure it is, because I doubt something like this would have been published if not. And I'm guessing as you pick different that's how it's done when you're completely outside of reality. Nice little toy. Picture this, string art. This could be some real visual appeal here. High-res was a newfangled thing in 1986, huh? And it's been roughly 34 years since then. I wasn't even around then, so... Seem to be having some trouble getting the hue to change. That's a shame. Highly limits the visual appeal, doesn't it? The Happy Hacker. So does it give a list of what each number corresponds to? Obviously, colors and graphics have way evolved since then. The Model T Ford. $65,536. 536. Is that 16 cubed? No, 16 to the fourth. 16 cubed is 4096. High-res color. Very interesting. Yeah, certainly not very conducive to anything automated. Yeah, some very neat stuff for enthusiasts at the time. I do like surprises when it pertains to these magazines. Oh. So the mark for Sears in the market. The coming 1 meg RAM chip market. 1 meg. How quaint. The 3.5-inch floppy format was relatively new at this point too. Space Coast Systems. Huh, Nice. We have a newsletter too. That's pretty cool. And market reports too. Sluggish capital spending in North America and uncertainties about U.S. tax reform legislation. Oh, sure. Take the negative campaign, huh? $256K with a single floppy drive. I wonder why SoftDisk put such a dedicated focus on IBM here. Chrysler of the 1990s. That's one hell of a simile. Or a metaphor, or whatever. I don't know. Grammar's not my thing. Yes, the Lotus suit of 1987. Yep, the importance of precedence. See, this is why when making legal considerations, you got to be real careful. I mean, to be fair, the customer expectation is that what they're buying functions as advertised. I will say I'm impressed that I'm not seeing very many spelling mistakes. Ah, Bob Dole. 10 years before his bid at the presidency. Well, I probably won't do all the deep reading in future episodes of this series. Most other people who are really interested in this kind of history can go check out the Internet Archive, where I said at the top of the show, these can all be found. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to read all the way through this. But yeah, for those interested in the Versiform XL, can track down this Big Blue Disc #1 and read up on this, or just keep on pausing as I do this and you'll see it that way too. Discussion. Oh, so essentially something of an email system. This is pretty cute. They actually fabricated to provide an example of what this is. Yeah, spam email. Well, this could certainly be good for comedy if they decide to publish the stupid ones. Nice. Way to send in your comments. And they included a text editor specifically for this use. And you can see all the functions at the bottom here. Subscription information. I guess Discover Card wasn't a thing yet. 5 1/4 order form. Printer ribbons. Dot matrix printers. My God. Image writers. Pro writers. Black Gemini. Oki Data. Holy crap. And the order form. So yeah, obviously a lot of this first issue is informational because it hasn't been out there yet. You can certainly expect more history to draw from going forward. So every piece of music, every piece of graphic, etc., they get from the readers they call the harvest. And the provider retains full license. All this transaction does is give the magazine the right to use. Pretty neat. Seems like they cover a lot of bases as far as reimbursement, and to make this worth the contribution. Generic program submission form. Program copy. Well, there you go. FidoNet. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. And who all was there at the time that this began? And that's the general layout for the digital magazine. We will stick with 1986. For which there was only one more issue because that last one was November when all this began. Well, this is interesting. Copyright 1988. This should be number 3. Must be a re-release. Oh wait, no. Number 2, by all appearances, is actually Lost in the Wind. So this is 1987. We're not going to go here just yet. We'll make 1987 another episode altogether. This has been your introduction to the Big Blue Disc online magazine. And with that, until next time, have an alpha day. Remember, all it cost you was a choice.